else out there been unemployed for so long that they can't even picture themselves in a normal 9 to 5.
You rang. Thank you for sharing this, bestie. In the context of the age of disclosure, thanks to Dr. Casanova Brown, these conversations are becoming normalized, and I have some thoughts. You may or may not know me from my long-term unemployment journey. You can see my most viral video for more context, but it is officially my 43rd month without a job, okay? I'd like to offer two thoughts in response to your question. The first being something I've talked about often on this app, by way of directly commenting on the issue or by way of me begging for money, because I literally have none. I stopped applying to jobs on a regular basis about 6 months ago, meaning I apply to jobs when the spirit moves me, like maybe 3 or 4 a week, maybe none at all. I literally can't afford to do my laundry right now. So not only is the idea of returning to a 9 to 5 like logistically not realistic, the idea of returning to full, even part-time work, is so unsettling and foreign because of how long I have been out of the workforce and as a result, out of society at large, that I have lost skills, basic skills. Not just my work experience skills are out of practice. I've lost the skills of being a human being that interacts with other human beings on a daily basis. Do you understand what I'm saying? So not only do people dealing with long-term unemployment fear going back into the workplace if they are fortunate enough to find work because they are out of practice, but because they are literally used to a completely different type of lifestyle. And if you live alone, God help you, bitch. And the second point I want to make in response to your question, which you yourself actually touch on in your video, and I thank you for it, is the disenchantment that we all collectively feel with capitalism and selling our labor for pennies on the dollar. For many of us, the scales began to fall from our eyes when the beginning of the pandemic introduced us to what class consciousness felt like. And we have been introduced to what is possible and what we will no longer settle for and accept every day since, by way of the nightmares that befall us each and every hour. So there are two dynamics at work now. Number one, many people who have experienced long-term unemployment, meaning more than 6 months in this current job market without a job, have lost skills, professional skills, and social skills. Additionally, a lot of people experiencing long-term unemployment have run out of money. They are no longer in a position to even be able to afford to look for work. I've literally made 4 videos on the cost of job interviewing, like last month if you want to look at them. And lastly, the dynamic at play of us having realized that we do not want to sell our labor for pennies on the dollar, to do work that is meaningless to us as individuals, but to the world at large, work that actually causes more harm to the individual and the collective than it does good. The grass is not green for the people who are gainfully employed because they are miserable working 40 plus hours a week and still not making enough money to cover food, clothing, shelter, let alone a goddamn sweet treat, bitch. The grass is certainly not green for the people who are unemployed, who rely on programs like EBT and SNAP and Medicaid, if they're lucky, who are constantly housing insecure. There is no more green grass. There's literally no grass. Do you understand what I'm saying? So to bring this home, the idea of returning to a 9 to 5 lifestyle after having been unemployed for an extended period of time is both a blessing and a curse. Yes, it would be nice to have an income, but we know that we will just be a different type of miserable. What is the solution? Organize and plan for a general strike, and most importantly, take it from somebody who fought an eviction on her own and got it dismissed. Know your tenant rights. Join a tenants union. Know your county and city's eviction processes and laws. Know the process backwards and forwards now. That way, when the time comes that the shit hits the fan, you will be prepared. And when the time comes to go on a general strike or a rent strike, you will be prepared. That's it.